Well, for more on this, Dr. Ravza Kavakci is a political scientist and member of the Turkish parliament. She joins me now live from Ankara. Thanks so much for speaking to us. You know, one might expect these schools to be welcome in countries with limited resources, like Pakistan, for example, but shockingly, the United States actually hosts an entire network of FETO-affiliated charter schools. How did they manage? How did FETO manage to build that network in a wealthy country like the U.S.?
Thank you, Andrea. FETO has different sides, different faces, I can say. As we already watched, and you have been discussing this subject throughout the week. There's a philanthropist, friendly, educational face that seems like it's very nice and does things that are good for the society. And they have taken place in the United States. There are more than 140 charter schools all over the United States still currently active, and they give education to 60,000 students all over the United States. However, there is a darker side. Unfortunately, Turkey has experienced this very, very dark side during the coup attempt. And I was, during my last term in the parliament, during my previous term, I was a member of the Turkey-United States Parliamentary Friendship Group, the caucus. And during our trips to the United States and to the Capitol Hill, one of the things that were on our agenda, one of the most important topics that we brought to discussion was the fact that FETO schools all over the United States, up to 50 of them are only in the state of Texas. They are also a danger to the United States. There are visa irregularities. There are other things that are done by the schools that are against the laws of the charter system in the United States as well, like teachers who don't speak English, and some complaints have been filed. But more importantly, $500 million of US taxpayers' money goes to these schools, and in some states like California, some schools have been closed down. We try to bring this to the attention of the US authorities, especially in the Congress. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the result we wished. But as a friend of the United States, that is some of the things that has been on top of our agenda. And they have been working very hard in the United States, unfortunately, and they are very well rooted.
Right. But I mean, you mentioned something interesting. I mean, in order to build these schools in the United States, you need access to public money, to taxpayer dollars. And that means dealing with local legislators and politicians. Have they become complicit in this network without even realizing it?
Unfortunately, during our visits, speaking to different congressmen from both parties, we have seen some of them are very, very pro-FETO. They are well versed, and they have been invited to certain visits, certain travel plans have been made previously for them by the FETO organization before the coup attempt and after the coup attempt. And I know that in the Congress, US Congress, that has been an issue as well. And there are those who are newly informed. When we especially visited Congress people from the state of Texas, there were those who took very serious notes. But unfortunately, from the perspective of a ally relationship, we haven't been able to establish the result or get the result of our request from the US government, the US Justice Department, in relation to to sending Fetullah Gülen back to Turkey, and also in relation to the educational institutions, FETO institutions. That is something, this is not just a Turkey issue. This is an issue of the United States as well, and the US taxpayers issue as well. And we are afraid that it may become, there may be an experience similar to the one in Turkey because we have experienced the dark side.
Exactly. Okay, Dr. Ravza Kavakci, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us from Ankara.